So let's say we had another way to organize numbers that might be quicker. Okay, so let's go ahead and group numbers into 4 sections. So that you have the numbers, let me see, make sure you go right. Let me turn these off. Okay, so let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. Make sure, and then 6, and then 8, 7, and then 8, and then 14, and then 16. Okay, so notice these are 8 numbers, but the values are different. If we cut these into 4 groups, that's called quartiles. That's what that's called. Okay, and then we went ahead and displayed the quartiles on a number line. I'm going to do from 0 to 16. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so there's the one on the left. We're starting at 1, so I'll put a dot here right above the 1. We're ending at 8, so I'll put a dot here right above the 8. Okay, and then we got the 3 vertical lines that are sectioning off the 8 numbers into 4 groups. First line's in between 2 and 3, which is 2.5. So I'm going to draw a little vertical line there by 2.5. The second one is in between 4 and 5, which is 4.5. So I'll draw a little vertical line right there by the 4.5. The third line is in between 6 and 7, which is 6.5. So I'll draw another vertical line here. Then I'll go ahead and draw the top of the box, and then I'll connect the 2 dots. And if you look at this diagram, there appears to be equal spacing. But look at the numbers, right? We created the numbers by just adding 1. Now, if we do the next one, the one on the right, well, we're starting at 1 again. So again, I'll put a dot on the 1. We're ending at 16 now. So now the one on the right is much farther away. It has a larger range. We're still in between 2 and 3. So that's still 2.5. So I'll draw a little vertical line there. But now the second vertical line is in between 6 and 7, which is 6.5. So I'll draw that here. And the third line is now in between 8 and 14. And again, to find the number in the middle, you just add and divide by 2. Okay? And that's 11, so that's right here. All right, so now I'll go ahead and complete the top. And now notice this is giving us a different picture. The boxes are wider. And notice as you go to the right, it's getting wider. The left and the right edges are not the same. The right edge is much bigger than the left edge now. Okay? What this is called that I just drew, this is called the Box and Whiskers plot. Okay? There's the middle, which is where the 2 boxes are, and then on the left and right side, we call that a whisker. And notice for the top box, the left and right whiskers are the same, but on the bottom box, the left and right whiskers are different. The right whisker is much bigger. Okay, and so we use this kind of display because it gives us a picture that doesn't take too much time, and we don't have to organize the data using frequency and figure out which categories to use, which can be painstaking and take a long time. So we use this to get a basic idea of what's happening with the numbers in our data set. Okay. All right, so here I organized that a little bit for you digitally. Okay, and so the dot on the left, that was the smallest data item, which for both of the pairs of numbers was 1. And then the dot on the right, that was the largest number, which was either 8 or 16. Okay, and then these 3 locations are actually called something. We call the left location the lower quartile, or Q1. The middle location, that was the median. We call that Q2. And then the right location, that's called the upper quartile, or Q3. And each little section here contains 25% of all the data. So the only reason we're getting the width of each section is based upon the actual values. And if you notice with those 8 numbers, each little section had 2 of the 8 numbers. So the only reason why this whisker or the box is different in width than the other box and the other whisker is based upon the actual values themselves, not how many there are. Okay, and we call these quartiles because 1, 2, 3, 4, quarters. We're splitting the data up in quarters. Now the width of the boxes is called the interquartile range. All right, and that would be the difference between the upper quartile number Q3 and the lower quartile number Q1. Okay, so we're going to do this today, and we're going to use a online calculator that will automatically get these numbers for us, right? So to make it a little easier. There is a mathematical way to do that. We're not going to worry about that today. Okay, there's a website called Calculator Soup that is really cool. You can copy and paste numbers and it'll automatically find this for you. So it makes it a lot easier. Okay, I think it's probably a good time for a break right now. And then we'll come back and we'll finish up what we're going to do with this and then use the Calculator Soup online calculator, copy and paste some numbers there, and create these box and whisker plots. Okay,